All right, so we got some exciting news. We made it to York successfully. Along the way, we ran into Nick from PghTrainFanatic at Dunkin' Donuts randomly, which is pretty cool to meet Nick in person. And then we run into Sean from Dakman Productions. He sent us over to the Trains with the Z booth because Chris Raines was over there selling his collection, and he had the Army veranda that I've been looking for. But unfortunately, he sold it as he was walking in the door. I have to be honest, I was pretty jealous. I was really hoping to pick that one up, but we weren't successful this time around. But we were able to have a conversation with Chris about YouTube and various other things. He had some great guidance that I was happy to take on. While at the Trains with the Z booth, we ran into Nick from PghTrains, Jason from JTs O-Gauge Trains, or JD Stucks, Chris Raines from RBP Trains, got Ray from Ray's Trains, and the last gentleman is from Mad Trains, but I never got his name. I unfortunately didn't look down at his name tag either, so that's on me. It's a little bit embarrassing. We also ran into Chris Montagna. I can't say his last name very easily. We ran into RJ from RJ's Trains and several other people. It was really cool to not only run into these guys who are great to have a conversation with, they're just like their YouTube videos, but actually most of them recognize videos from this channel, which is honestly pretty humbling. It was really just a great time. From there, we made our way over to Brady Trains, where we got to spend some time with John Brady himself. Really down-to-earth gentleman who really appreciates all the YouTubers and all the publicity that he gets from them.
That was on my side of the table. Hello, folks. This is Brady's Train. I live from Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
Brady Trains also had a series of posters with all their custom exclusives. They have cabooses and different rolling stock. They actually, I think they had 17, don't quote me on this, but I think they had 17 racks of rolling stock. Here they have a custom Blue Comet engine and rolling stock. They got the passenger cars. They really have a lot of nice custom items. Not near as much as Mr. Muffin's. He's got his own catalog. But the ones that Brady's Trains has, they're really well thought out. A lot of time and effort put into these customs here, and it's nice to see that each one of them, if you visit their booth, each in front of the booth they have all of the different banners showing the different customs that they offer. And again, tons of rolling stock here at Brady Trains. Lots of engines too. They're not just limited to rolling stock, but if you just look down the aisle, they have a huge section, and it's just rack after rack. I mean, they have more racks than some booths had engines. I mean, it's just a monumental amount. Then we made our way over to Mill River Studios to see, I really wanted to see the turntables that they had here. I've never gotten my eyes on them, and this is, in this video, this shows the aluminum turntable that they offer. This is the 34-inch, which is what I'm looking for. I got to see down how the gearing operates, how the turntable functions. He was able to key in several different positions to show the ease of use. I got a lot of in-depth explanations on how to install this, how to operate it, the functionality. They really spent a lot of time going over everything for me, and then explaining that they do have, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. This summer they'll be releasing a roundhouse of their own. I was looking to go with a different company, but it sounds like I may be waiting just to see what Mill River Studios has to offer. It sounds pretty promising, especially when you take a look at all the other products that they have. Yeah, right here they're just going over even more of the turntable, how it comes apart, how it goes back together. I really got the full demonstration of how this operates and the different functionality and the different materials, the customizations. You know, if you want one that's Union Pacific based, if you want one that's Pennsy based, really whatever options you want to go with. If you look here, it's hard to see because the road bed is going over the turntable, but you know they will custom weather the table if you prefer, or they'll just leave it as base concrete. Again, you get to see the gearing and the belt drive and everything here underneath, and the depth of it. But it's a really nice, transparent and demo that they have going on. Then you go over to the new conveyor system that they just unveiled here. They had a couple of them that they were selling, but they have a new conveyor system. I was able to see the coal loading and the coal unloading. I have the rotary gondolas, which would work great with this system. But they went ahead and did this nice demo that we'll sit here and watch. passing the cars underneath, and the auto system knows when to drop the coal and when to stop dropping the coal for the next car. And as long as the train is moving underneath, the machine knows when to start and stop, so you're not tossing coal all over your layout. Again, really cool to see, really nice demos, and really, I mean, if you want to get a good idea of what's going on with all the products, this is the place to do it. Mill River Studios really makes some quality stuff. Then we made our way over to JTs Mega Steam, and we got to watch this wonderful demo of the Shay, so we'll just sit and watch. This is where I then turned around and got to see Jen talking with the ladies about different fragrances, which was pretty awesome to see because Jen was the first one to make a purchase at the Youk train show. She spent money before I did, which is pretty awesome. Then we made our way over to this display, which shows all the different roller coasters. I'm not huge into roller coasters, to be completely honest with you, but I had to give some credit to these guys. These things are really well built, super high quality, and it was fun just to watch them going around. My personal favorite is the black one with wood framing. It's more my style versus the more bright colors when it comes to something like this. But you know, overall, like I said, I'm not much into the carnival or circus type stuff. But the fact that it's here is great because there's something for everybody. Whether it's for me or not, doesn't matter. It's still really high quality. It's still top end stuff. Then we made it over to our home booth, Berwin Toys and Trains, where we got to see all of the MTH offerings. They make a good deal of custom offerings for MTH. I don't know if they make the most, but I can say they do make quite a bit. And they have, I'll show it here in a second. Let's take a look at their booth first. The way Berwin does their custom trains is they have these pamphlets come out. It's almost like a catalog, but they have different pages with all the different customs. They really do have a lot. Like this one is front and back, and then it's page after page of all the different customs. They're beautiful custom offerings. They're very well thought out. It's really nice to see, as always. And then over to the Muffin Man, where Steve and Jen had a great conversation while I was trying to get some videos here. And you know, Mr. Muffins is always pretty solid. You know what you're going to get. His prices are generally pretty darn good, and the shipping is fast. I've gotten quite a bit of stuff from him when I drove into his store in Atlanta, Indiana. And from what I understand, they have a new warehouse. So the storage situation is improving quite a bit. And we made our way over to the custom model railroad booth, where they make a good deal of bridges and trusses. This booth is iconic for Youk and several trade shows. The bridges are seen on many different layouts. I think actually, I can't be for sure, but I believe that RBP Trains, Chris Rain's bridge came from here. Again, I'm not positive. I'll ask him tomorrow when I see him if this is where he got it from, but he has, I believe, an 8-foot long truss bridge in his layouts. It's beautiful. After looking at all the truss bridges, we made our way over to Iron Horse Engraving, where they have these wonderful plaques. They're very well done. A lot of them are laser etched, some of them are engraved. There's different plaques that are put together, like these steam engines here. They just have a lot to offer. The wooden models are really, really nice. It's depending on what you're looking for. But I just found the quality to be very, very nice. And we spent a good amount of time here having conversations. Let's take a look at what he has to offer. There's a builder plate for the big boy, and then here's John's information. Really pleasant to work with again. And lastly, we made it over the model rail scenes where these guys do excellent work building scenes. This one in the video here was done over the course of 7 days. It's not the largest layout, but still, it was done in 7 days. It's absolutely beautiful. I believe the current price, and I could be wrong here, is $200 per square foot for everything. That's from the ground, whether it be carpet or concrete, all the way up to the tips of the trees. So it's not the cheapest in the world, but I can tell you, you're getting what you're paying for. The quality of all of the scenery. They do the track, they do the wiring, they do the table, they do the ballast, the grass, the trees, all the buildings, the lighting. They do everything. So again, this is the third different layout I've seen. It's the first one I've seen in person, and it's always pretty spectacular stuff. So thanks for watching. Day one was really fast. There was a lot of talking, a lot of meeting people for the first time, a lot of conversations. So I didn't get near as much video as I wanted to, but that's what tomorrow's for. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.